Good day to all. This weekend, we changed our clocks back. So we enter into lighter mornings but darker nights. We're headed for the shortest day of the year in December. To me, this darkness seems to be quite the metaphor for so much of what's happening in our world with the wars in the Middle East and Ukraine. Yet we must always remember that we are a people of hope. We must never give in to discouragement or despair. The Old Testament scholar Walter Brueggemann views hope in this way. He says, hope is trust in what God has done and will do in spite of evidence to the contrary. And the Franciscan writer and spiritual director Richard Rohr writes about hope. Hope in gospel faith is not just a vague feeling that things will work out, for it is evident that things will not just work out. Rather, hope is the conviction against a great deal of data that God is tenacious and persistent in overcoming the deathliness of the world, that God intends joy and peace. Christians find compelling evidence in the story of Jesus, that Jesus, with great persistence and great vulnerability everywhere he went, turned the enmity of society toward a new possibility, turned the sadness of the world towards joy, introduced a new regime where the dead are raised, the lost are found, and the displaced are brought home again. This is the basic belief we have as Christians. This is the promise of our God that God gives to us through Jesus. Yes, there's lots of darkness in our world. But just as we are heading for the darkest day of the year, then everything changes again, and light gets brighter and brighter. Let us never forget this promise. Let us never give in to pessimism or despair or discouragement. We are a people of hope. And in spite of sometimes the evidence to the contrary, let us trust what God has done and what God will do again. Have a peaceful week, everyone.